this is where your training comes in. This is where I'm changing your outlook. Your outlook from what you're doing wrong to what you have to start doing right. I don't want you to change. Rule number one is so important for you because the first second you ask me a question, it's about rule number one. I love questions. If it's not about rule number one, it's usually about rule number two. You don't let anybody put you down. If they put you down, if they say, oh, you're I go, yeah, okay, yes, you're right. I'm not going to argue with them. You're laughing. One time a girl says to me, I seen you here before. I heard a lot of things about you. I look at her and go, yeah, everything you heard is true. I'm going to call her a liar. The person lied to you. It's easier. Oh, yeah? I went out with her and I slept with her. She thought I was a bad boy. She was right. But that didn't stop me from enjoying myself and her enjoying herself. You don't put a woman down. Why would you go out with a woman who you don't like? And when a woman puts themselves down, oh, I'm not good at this, or whoa, listen. I stopped them. Don't put yourself down in front of me. You can do it at your home or with your parents, but don't do it in front of me. I like you. Don't think I'm going to change my impression because I like you already. See, this is where your strength comes in. You're strong enough to tell her what you want. I don't want you to put yourself down. I wouldn't want to be with a woman that's no good. I want to think of you as better. And you lead. Once you start to lead, they follow and they like what you're doing. I asked the woman at the train station, what's the thing that attracts you to men? Every woman answers the same thing. Every women's magazine, when they have the surveys, it's always the same thing. First is sense of humor. Not looks, not the size of your penis. It's sense of humor is the first thing that a woman wants of a guy. She wants to have fun with a guy. And make a joke, they love it. Second thing is strength. When I say strength, it's not how much weight you can lift. Because then you'd win everybody here, you know? Yeah. It's not that kind of... The strength is knowing where you want, not being afraid of them. The strength is leading. That's a strength. Everybody likes the leader. You're with a woman. If you want her to lead you, I'm sure you see lots of guys with the woman leading the guy around, eh? And you look at that and you go, oh, she's cute, but I don't know if I could live like that. And all the time these guys have problem. The first thing the woman will tell the guy is, if you'll change, I'll stay with you. If you change, I won't leave you. If you change... Now, a woman told me once she wants me to change, and I told her, I like the person I am. I've evolved to the person I really like. I'm not interested in changing. If you don't like me, go. That should be everybody's attitude. Rule number 2. If you don't find I'm worth being with, get out. Don't try to change me. There's certain guys that say change your character and you'll meet lots of women. Yeah. That's like going back to those movies where the guy, they put 2 hats on the guys and they change brains, you know? We can't do that. Women don't want what you think they want. The first 2 things are more important than what a guy looks like or how tall or how short he is or how big his penis is. I used to go after tall women. I'm a short guy. I went after tall women. Everybody says to me, "You're going after the tall women? You're not afraid?" I go, "No." I realized the tall women, if they're going to wait for the tall guys to approach them, and the guys are sitting here in a seminar with David X, I'm better off. My wife is taller than me. She's better looking than me, too. A hell of a lot better looking than me. But when I told her I'm going to Europe on a seminar, she said, "How long are you going to be?" I said, "Maybe 18 days. So you're coming back for Christmas?" I go, "No." I said, "Okay." She wasn't happy, but she didn't give me any argument. Because it's not something, I didn't ask her, "Can I go? Please, please let me go." I told her I'm going. It's a relationship. Honesty, trust, and respect. I have no problem. I did in my lifetime, I wish for every one of you guys, do 2% and you'll be very, very happy. Okay? I was a bachelor till I was 45 years old. I had, when I met my current wife, I was dating 4 other women. She was the new one coming in. Because when you're dating or you're seeing a lot of women, we call them a harem or a stable or whatever you want to call them. Certain times a year, you lose them, no matter how good you are. Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day in North America is very big. You know, it's where you have the hearts and the flowers, you know, the Cupid and all that. So I was preparing to restock. And I decided at that point that I wanted to have children and I wanted to change the focus of my life. It's enough. And I did. That's when I started to teach guys like you. Because I couldn't believe how many guys didn't have a good time, don't have fun, are afraid. Afraid of what? It's like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned so much, I experienced so much. I can walk into a room and I can almost smell the women I want. There are chemical reactions in men and women, natural. We give out certain odors. Every animal species does. When they get in heat, they give out certain smell. And we have hearing, we have sight, we have taste, and we have smell. We don't rely on our natural instinct. We're always thinking what she's thinking. There's body language. I give courses in body language. It's easy. Now, first you have to be able to start dating women. You might not need to go that route. You know, some guys are very happy dating different women and they're sleeping with a few women and that's good. You don't have to change your focus. You don't have to. You have to stay focused. What your focus is what's important. Women want men who are experienced. You know, the days of 2 virgins getting married, I mean, to me, that's a scary thought. I was I'd say about 28 years old, and I was working at a company. They hired a new accountant. And I was talking to the guy, and I said, "How long are you married?" He tells me he's married a long time ago. "How old were you when you got married?" He says, 18. He says, "Wow." I said, how many women did you have before that? He goes, that was my first. I go, and her first? You're her first? Yeah. He tells me on their wedding night, they didn't even know what to do. I said, I would have hung myself. "18 years old, one woman, and that's it?" I can't understand why he would do it. And he was never, you could see a girl passed in front of him. He was like this all the time. I believe something will happen later on. Later on, they say men go through, I forgot what they call it, when the guy goes through and gets rid of his wife, buys a sports car, What's it called? Yes, midlife crisis. I guess I never had one. My midlife crisis started, I guess, when I was a kid till I got married. I never had to worry about that. So I can't understand. I see guys doing it. I can't stand to be with her. Talking to one guy one day, and he tells me he just got divorced. I go, how old are you? He tells me, 45. I go, you got divorced at 45? I got married at 45. He goes, oh, he says, I was sitting at the table. About a month earlier, his daughter got married, the last child. He had a son and a daughter, or two, I don't remember. He says, and I'm sitting at the table, reading the newspaper, and my giving him shit. He puts down the newspaper and says, I don't have to stay here anymore. I don't need this. Goodbye. He walked out of the house, gave her the house, and he started a new life. He's dating, he's driving his sports car. He says, you don't miss her? You don't? No! He says, I'm so happy I left. How many women did you have before he met her? Maybe one or two young girls, no experience. It's like, there's a joke, another joke I'll tell you. I like this one. Guy sitting at the table. The wife is, why don't you buy this? Why don't you buy that? Then she says to him one day, says, I had a fabulous dream last night. I dreamt you bought me a beautiful white mink coat. He looks at her, he goes, oh, it's very nice. When you go to sleep tonight, enjoy it. I was just telling him, I had another friend used to buy his girlfriend's jewelry. I said, you spend so much money on those women. Ah, you're cheap, he says to me. I said, I don't want to buy it. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, it's like going to a hooker, a prostitute, So he says, no. So I bump into him again, because after he had kids, not that we stopped being friends, but you have different interests. You don't go over there anymore because he's got the kids, So I see him. And I see he's in the store buying something. He says, 20 years ago when I saw you were buying jewelry for your wife, now you're buying jewelry for your wife. He goes, nah. He says, 20 years ago he told me, I buy her a beautiful ring, and boy, do they have great sex after that. So I said, so you're going to have great sex tonight? He goes, are you kidding? He says, now I could buy her a Mercedes, a diamond ring, and a mink coat, and I'm lucky if I get a kiss. You can't buy them, because there's always another guy in front of you with more money. It's like the girls who go out with rock stars. I mean, they're rock stars. You can't compete with them. Don't try. You can't compete with women who go after multimillionaires. They could have any woman they want. And they change. They change like I date. They change with women. They could have anything they want. Want to have a good time. You know, when a woman goes out with a very wealthy man and he wants to break up with her, she goes to see a lawyer. She's going to sue him to take some more of his money. Hey, you've heard plenty of times you hear that stories, eh? It's not something new. You're lucky that when you don't have a lot, they usually don't go after you.